You ever wonder why your favorite team comes out like gangbusters? Why, when you watch a football game and you get into the second half, you go, oh my gosh, they were so good to start the game. What happened? Well, many times, what it really is that that opening drive is a drive that the coaches have worked up and studied, and that's what they're expecting from a defense. So when there's success, it's usually because they know what's coming, and it's before the defense has had an opportunity to adjust to what they're seeing in the game. And many times, an offense will get the jump up on a team because they're able to exploit the defense not knowing what to expect. That's why we get a lot of touchdowns on opening drives. And then from there, may not see as good of production from the offense for the rest of the game because now the defense makes adjustments. So, what I thought would be a fun thing to do is to go around the country and look at different offenses in their opening drives of games. So, what better team to start with than the Ohio State University? I take a look at their opening drive with you, and we're going to break down what they're doing offensively and how they're able to have so much success. You're not going to want to miss this. So we'll just pull up the Ohio State offense. And over here, again, this is Ohio State 2020 versus Rutgers. They're playing them at home. This is their opening drive. As you can see from here, they just got a punt. They have the ball on their own 11-yard line. So this is an 89-yard touchdown drive. Surprise, surprise, it's a touchdown drive because I'm talking about successful opening drives. We're going to look at how they come out first. Not surprising to see them come out in 4 wide receivers in a balanced set, allowing them to see how the defense is going to play. They're in a 2-by-2. You can see the Rutgers is in a what looks like to be a nickel, a 43 nickel, cover 2, at least a cover 2 shell. They probably may be 2-man. We'll check it out. And again, right there, you can see they're probably right. It looked more like a quarters type of set right there, not necessarily 2-man. They're able to rush and get a sizable chunk of yards. So let's look at it from the inside. I like to look at the tight shot, especially the tight shot from the end zone. You can see right here they're setting up zone. Body on the 4 people in the front. The nose guard sacrifices himself to make a pile, but that leaves this offensive lineman, this center, to be able to climb to the one linebacker. Quarterback is reading backside to see what happens back here. You got the aiming point of the running back on the inside hip of the guard. Outside hip of the guard. He sees that lane. He's able to cut it up. And right here, you can tell it's going to be a really good play. Body for body up front. This center is able to get onto the line or onto this linebacker. You've got the tight end or the wide receiver able to get inside leverage on this other linebacker. Those safeties are playing somewhere around 15 yards back. They're coming fast, right? It's coming up fast, but now he's got to make an open field tackle on a really athletic back. He doesn't. And now that back is off to the races, and this offensive is off to the races for a really, really big gain. Now another 1st and 10. They're on the 36-yard line. Now they're still in the 2-by-2 set, but reduced to the boundary. Split over to the field. Tight end is here in a wing set. Now they're in a pistol. Again, a balanced formation, 2-by-2, but now run heavy to the boundary instead of run heavy to the field. And look what it does to the defense. They have to account for it. So now this guy is up, playing head up on this tight end. These linebackers shaded towards the tight end. Here you go. Safety 11 yards off the ball or 10 yards off the ball. So they're pretty tight. He's over number 2. Another zone run. Oh, excuse me, another zone concept. They boot off of it. They're able to get the tight end into the flats. Let's look at it from the tight shot. So the first play they run zone, they have success. The second play they come back with zone again, and they set up the boot. Tight end, 1,001, 1,002. Probably could have sold it just a little bit longer. But now he's off into the flat. Cornerback does a good job of coming off to make the tackle to sever the bleeding, but the second play in there, allowing them to get a big chunk of 5 yards. Now it's 2nd and 5. At 2nd and 5, you could have anything coming. This time they're in a bunch set. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Tight end is flexed out in like a damage set where he is extended maybe a good 4 yards away or 3 to 4 yards away from the tackle. The wing is inside of him. Now, a lot of defenses will be confused by this. I always would tell you to just treat this as if this guy is the online tight end and this guy is the wing, and align your defense accordingly. But you can see right here, 2 tight ends. There's the wing. I'm sorry, the 2 tight ends and then the receiver, all into a tight bunch set. You've got the split to the boundary side. Defense is still holding in their cover 2 shell, but as you can see now, they have, because there's a tight end here, they've screwed that linebacker up to the line of scrimmage, giving themselves 5 on the line of scrimmage. Got to run for a decent gain. And you can see here inside how the defense has decided that they're going to play this. They're playing an over front. So you've got your one here. They've got a 5 technique. Excuse me, they're playing an under front. They've got a 1, a 5. They've got the 3 to the boundary. They got the stand-up 5 on the boundary side. So they've got their 1 and their 5 to the field. They've got a 9 technique essentially out here playing head up on the tight end. No one really here. Linebackers in essentially 30s. Actually, that dude's more in a shade 10. He's more in a 30. And this is essentially still zone blocking. And you can tell right here, there's actually a play. You've got 2 for 1. I'm sorry, 2, these 2 for these 2. These 2 for these 2. He's big on big. He's blocking. But what happens? This lineman actually trips over that guy's foot, which diminishes the hole and gives the running back less places to see. See? So now he sees, oh my gosh, well, that dude just got destroyed, and that's what he's thinking because he doesn't know he tripped over his foot. That guy gets destroyed. You can watch his feet actually stop, and he cuts back. So if that guy had been able to keep his feet, he would have hit that hole, but instead he has to cut back. And now Rutgers is able to stop them for a minimal gain. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Our first motion of the day, you can see they don't follow the motion, which means they're not in man. Most likely, if they don't follow the motion, they're not in man. So we've got a tight end, and then we've got our second tight end in the backfield as an H-back. Receiver moves over to the wing. So now it's balanced after the motion. We've got 2 and 2. That's a balanced set in my book, although it's run heavy once again to the boundary side. Pass heavy to the field side, run heavy to the boundary side. You get a split zone read here, which they're able to use to pick up the first down. Again, 3 running plays, 3 different types of zone blocking. You get the split zone here, and instead of them working back on the, let's back that up a little bit. So right here, you've got this over front now. So they're in the over front here. You've got your one. Actually, it's not really an over front. It's more like 2 2s, 2 4s. I mean, 2 2s and 2 5s. So you've got your defensive end here. You've got your nose here. Guy there, they're in 2s. Now, instead of trying to read out here, they're actually going to base here. They're going to zone this way, base here, because this is the tight end. Split zone, everybody goes this way. Fullback blocks out on this 5 technique, which should create this hole to be able to cut back through. And then the quarterback is there reading just in case everyone hard commits, he can get out the backside. Sends the guy in motion. Nobody moves. Split zone. Running back's able to keep it tight, and he makes a good gain. Let's check it out again. So right here, we see he sees this. He's looking here because here's where this natural cutback is, but he sees this linebacker in the hole. See? A linebacker's in the hole. He can choose to try to beat him that way, but he sees that his offensive lineman's come off to get his shoulder, so he's going to try to squeeze through this lane. It's a good job by the Rutgers defense to make a tackle. And now they're on to the next down. Now, over here, you've got a trips tight. There's trips on to the field side, tight end to the boundary. Running back comes over to the field side. Another run play, but you can tell they're setting it up. They're softening them up defensively. Got the tilt 1-3 technique. You got the stand up 7 or the head up 6, on the tight end. Also have an outside linebacker sitting right there. Cornerback sitting right there, but it might be the safety and the cornerback may have dropped back. Another zone play. For some reason, they get confused and they let that guy go. Both of them, one of them was supposed to stay on. One of them was supposed to climb to the linebacker. They got confused on who was doing what. Okay, I see what happened. The center stepped down to the right. Center steps to the right to help on the tilt. Even though that's going to be the guard. So if the center doesn't step right here, if he was to step left, they would have been able to better combo to the play side on the run. So as a result, this guy sees this defender go into this A gap and thinks the center has him, so he lets him go. So he can climb to this guy, which should be his man. So the center is wrong here. The guard is correct. The left guard is correct. The center is wrong. So now when they hand the ball off, you can see it should be a big play. It should be a huge play right here. And you can tell the running back thought that that's where the hole was going to be. But now he has a defensive tackle in his face. He looks to bounce and beat him with speed. He beats him, but everybody else has their man strung out. Look at where all the white jerseys are placed. They're all placed on the side where the ball carrier is going. So they're able to detach and make a tackle. And that's exactly what they do. A great job by Rutgers to make that happen. That's their first time really stopping them for no gain. So next, after that, excuse me. So next, after that, we get a 3 wide receiver set. Here's our tight end in the wing, 2 by 2. They like to keep it balanced, which makes the defense have to keep it balanced. Rudimentary fake for the running back. Boom. And throw the crosser open. Let's go back and look at that route combination again. This is the first time we really get a route combination. So let's go back and take a look at that. Tight ends out into the flats. You got to go outside. You got the crossing route from number 2. See how he pushes him vertical before he fully breaks it across? Because he's trying to create separation. This defender does a great job of sticking to him. And Fields makes a beautiful pass, one of those, I'm going to get it and stuff it in there to my guy. So he's looking left. He turns back right. Boom. Hits him to a place where his guy doesn't get killed and he makes a completion. That's all you're asking for. Look at the pocket in there. The pocket was sound. Next play, they start off in a 3-by-1 set with the wing. They move him over in motion. I don't want to go back that far. Oh, no, that's too far. There we go. They send that guy in motion all the way outside of the number 1 to the boundary. What that does is now that exchanges the responsibility, because now this cornerback who's out here on number 1 slides out off of the original number 1. Now this gives him an opportunity for a clean release. Watch how the play sets up. Boom. Now they're together. They're stacking. It looks as if it's going to be an out and a dig. The receiver gives that little outlook and then turns up. Digging. Great ball out by Fields. Touchdown, Ohio State. But I want to go back and look at something because this is a read off the safety. This is a read off the safety. This guy should be dropping for depth, but when he sees this guy, he thinks he has help over the top, and he should have help over the top. But here's where the safety messes up at. Watch him. The quarterback's watching. As soon as he sees this guy shuffle his feet as if he's going to stop and drive on this dig, he pumps the ball. It's almost automatic. He doesn't have to wait for him to change. He just waits for him to stop his feet. See? He stops his feet right there. And as soon as all he did was shuffle. That was enough to allow him to get the read and throw this ball to an area that safety was not going to be able to account for. We can see it from the end zone. Motion comes, they're tight. Boom. Safety. See? He shuffled his feet up here at the top. Quarterback reads it, launches the ball immediately with defenders on his legs, and that's a touchdown for Ohio State. A great job on a great opening drive for an offense that is fantastic at making things like this happen. So looking at Ohio State and their offense and how they do things, you can see it's a precision thing. They make sure that they lull you to sleep because they like to run the ball and they're going to run the ball well. But when you start thinking run, 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 boom, now they're going to hit you with the pass. And that's how they've had so much success throughout the years, from Urban Meyer and now into Jason Day. That's how they've been able to have a lot of success with their opening drives. So thank you for joining me. Make sure you join me next time to watch the opening drive. I've been Coach Gene Clemens. Like and subscribe. If you have a team that you want to see a game of theirs opening drive, if you're a Division III, Division II NAIA team, and you have an opening drive that you want me to dissect, send it to me. You can always send me email at Gene. I'm sorry. Yes, you can always send me clips at Gene Clemens on Twitter, at Gene Clemens on Instagram. You can always leave a comment under here. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your feedback. Until next time, y'all have a good one.